I will now share some of the findings from the responses of the ALS MND caregivers who took part in our fundamental rights survey held from 19th August until 27th September. Before I jump into the data, I'll quickly go through the fundamental rights for caregivers of people living with ALS MND. These rights are aspirational and might not be immediately attainable, but we hope they will be adopted worldwide as conditions, systems, and resources allow. Caregivers have the right to have access to information and education, to training and resources, to timely appointments and treatments, to remuneration. They also have the right to support in all areas and to provide input on the healthcare and support systems. From 1,086 responses, 474 came from caregivers. This image reflects the fundamental rights. The color codes reflect the various categories of that right. What jumped at us was the very low agreement numbers. Overall agreement was under 61% with a median of 30. If you think back to Kathy's presentation where she spoke about the PALS results, their median was of 45. Regardless of where you are in the world, caregivers feel very unsupported. Our orange bars represent the right to have access to information and education and timely appointment and treatments. This had the highest agreement. Our next bar refers to remuneration with 27% agreement. The purple bars represent support in all areas that include counseling, emotional, respite, and time for themselves, palliative, and bereavement advice. Notice how low they are, an average level of agreement of 26%. And the blue bars represent the right to provide input with a 33 and 32% agreement. Today, I want us to focus on support for cows. As you can see in this image, all very low agreement figures. 37% agreed to receive to some sort of counseling. Palliative care and bereavement advice had a 28% agreement. Emotional support programs at 27% agreement, time for themselves with 23%, social or respite support with 22%, and the ability to plan for the future with 20%. Overall, we can see that cows are feeling very unsupported. We really need to consider that the caregiver's well-being has a direct effect on the PALS quality of life, and we need to find ways to improve in all these areas. I want to refer back to this image Kathy showed in her presentation. This is where we would like to see cows positioned so that they have access to the support they need at the right time. Here we have the PALS and cows in the middle. They are in the ALS and MND journey together. We realize that they have their unique set of needs and rights, but they do cross over, and we have to remember that the PALS and cows are a team. They work together, and the quality of life for both of them is highly dependent on how the elements around them work. I really want to highlight with this image that cows also need support for their physical and mental health, and the multidisciplinary team is key to support both of them in the different ways they will need. Always taking into account that no caregiver situation is the same. There is no one size that fits all, and what might work for one caregiver will not always work for another. So we need to build a variety of support professionals, services, and networks. And I want to mention, and there also the need for a local ALS MND association, which is key. And that we need to keep listening what caregivers are telling us to see how we can provide them with the support they need. Thank you very much.